I've tried almost every budgeting method out there, from writing it out on pen and paper to tracking it in a spreadsheet to using budgeting apps. Last year, I even ran 3 budgeting apps at the same time just to test them out. And do you know which one actually stuck and we are still using? Monarch Money. This is the first app that Jason and I have actually both used together, and let me tell you, that is huge. Honestly, before this, it was mainly me doing all of the budgeting and tracking because I like doing that. We could never actually get on the same page truly though, because I liked certain budgeting methods. He wasn't really a fan of those, and we never could actually track our money together. Honestly, it was a mess at times, and we had more money fights than I really want to admit as someone that's talked about personal finance online for a long time. But with Monarch, we actually both really liked it. We both logged in, we both tracked our money, and we received alerts via email and push notification for things like going over budget in certain categories, which was so helpful because instead of me nagging him about spending in a certain area, Monarch became our little assistant that let us know, hey guys, you could do this better next month. So I moved from being the bad guy about finances to being a more relaxed partner as we got on the same page together and saved up for big goals like purchasing our new house. So in this video, I'm going to review Monarch and let you know what it does, the downsides to keep in mind in case you're trying to use it, and why it's the only budgeting app that has actually worked for us as a couple. First, let's talk about what Monarch actually is. It's no surprise that Monarch has worked for us as a couple because it is the one budgeting app that has succeeded where others failed because it's actually designed with couples in mind, which is huge. Monarch is a modern money management app that was built so couples could have a shared view of their finances and track their progress to stay on the same page financially. You have your entire household finances in one single dashboard, and in this dashboard, you can access it via app or desktop, and you can track your spending, create a budget for the month, set your savings goals, monitor your investments, track your credit score, see your net worth grow, and more. It's actually so fantastic to have everything in one place. You get a full financial snapshot at a glance, and then you can drill down deeper into each of those sections to get more information and kind of set up things. It's great for staying on track together. Me and my husband use it because you have that element of tracking your spending throughout the household, and you also have it alongside those shared goals. So things like increasing your net worth are super motivational, and it's also next to the area where you're tracking your spending to make sure you are hitting those goals. Monarch has made it so easy to use with a partner because you can actually log in to your own account. You each get your separate logins, and you can do things like tag your partner to review transactions that maybe you don't know if they're correct. You can partner together on creating a budget, and the monthly summaries and reports and trends and all of the extra cool graphs that they have make the check-ins with your family, with your partner, super easy. But before I get any further, let me say that this is a paid app. It is not free. It is not a free budgeting app. And I have other videos about free options, but at the time of filming this, it actually is a paid app, and it does cost $99 per year, or you can pay $14.99 per month. They do have a free, completely free 7-day trial you can use to test it out and see if you like it. You can get that trial if you go to my link at penniesnotperfection.com/monarch. I will leave that in the description box. Full transparency, that is my affiliate link. So if you use it, I do earn a commission if you decide to sign up later on at no extra cost to you. And that support really helps me keep making videos for free here on Pennies Not Perfection. Now let's talk about why Monarch has worked for us where others have failed. And there's a few key features that really made it effective for us working together on our budget. And the first thing is that it's truly built for couples and families. Before using Monarch, our money check-ins were super tense because I usually had something in mind that he didn't know about. And they were a lot of one-sided conversations where I tried to share my budgeting system and all the different logins for our money so we could see our net worth. And it always ended up being either super boring or we ended up fighting or super tense and silent after. That's hard to admit, but it's true. Jason and I started using Monarch together, and it was the first time that we both logged into the same thing, which was kind of a game changer. We both saw the same numbers throughout the month. We can talk about where our money is going when we connect without it being this surprise ambush from one of us to the other. together, and that's been so helpful. Monarch is the one app that has let us know if we're on track financially with our goals and where we need to make improvements, because we both have our own login, so we can log in and see like our own individual accounts and our household accounts. I no longer have to be the bad guy who is like trying to have it my way versus your way and having those arguments around finances, and that alone has made it worth the cost per year for us. The second thing that's been really great is the complete financial snapshot that Monarch creates, and that is something that's been so helpful. If you have ever tried to calculate your own net worth, you know how difficult it can be to pull all of the numbers from all of your accounts all over the place. It's a lot of information to put in one place. It can feel really overwhelming to try and manually gather all of that important information, so it's really nice to have it all in one place, which is what Monarch excels at. Monarch pulls everything into one place. It gives us more clarity about our money, our total overall financial picture, and you can see your investments in one place. You see your debts, you see your spending, you see everything you need to know in one app, and then that really helps with making decisions about the coming month and what you need to do financially. Another key feature I love is the goals section, and that is because I love their goals feature. It is so simple, and I probably use it slightly differently than others than it's intended to use maybe, but for me, it's been really motivating to see my goals front and center and be able to track the progress with them. We have used it to save for big goals like saving up the down payment for this house, and now we're using it for other big goals like hitting our retirement investing goal, which we are getting a lot closer to. Monarch is also revamping this section, specifically the goals section, soon, and making it even better. I've seen some of the behind the scenes mock-ups at a conference I went to about financial apps and media, and the goals section looks so good. I cannot wait. I love seeing a visual representation of a financial goal, and I think they're going to really knock it out of the park with that section coming soon. Another key feature that we use all the time is their automation functionality, because this is the final reason the app has worked so well for us. It is actually because it does all of the work for us. Honestly, this has been so fantastic. After trying to force myself to use spreadsheets for a while, I've realized I actually don't like them. I don't like manually entering the amounts for every single thing that's been spent. I understand why people do it, and I understand the purpose behind it, but I hate it, and I also don't have time right now. My life is super chaotic and hectic right now, and there's no time for that. So the automation built into Monarch has been so helpful. It has a ton of things built in, and everything updates on its own so that we don't have to spend a lot of time messing with it. Honestly, I don't have a lot of time these days to write down every expense on paper or manually enter it into a spreadsheet. I just don't have that time. Maybe before kids and businesses and jobs and going back to school and all of those things, but these days I'm lucky to get 10 minutes with my husband to go over the big picture stuff. Monarch took away all of the manual work, and they left us with the time to go over what actually matters and what will move the needle for us financially. Those are the key features I love, but there are some additional things I love about Monarch and their app that are reasons why I think it works well for people that need to budget. And this one is very silly, but I love the emojis. It might sound random, but I actually am a very visual person, and I love the emoji-based system for budgeting categories. Love it. It makes it so incredibly easy for me in my brain to see like a baseball next to an expense and instantly think Jason spending, Jason personal spending. I know that immediately from one emoji, and I love that method. It's worked so well for me personally and just us as a family. Been great. I also love that Monarch is ad-free. There's no annoying pop-ups or upsells like some budgeting apps, because you're paying for it, so you don't have to be sold all of these financial services and products that you don't actually need. Instead, it's clean, it's focused, and you can focus on the actual numbers and what matters to you and why you're using a budgeting app. Another great feature is the rules, because the transaction rules have been phenomenal for us lately, and they've come a long way since I first started using Monarch and since they first launched. If a transaction is categorized wrong, which does happen, let me be clear, I've had plenty that are wrong. When you update it, Monarch will suggest a rule so you can fix it one time and it stays fixed, because automatically next time it's going to use that rule to categorize it correctly. I absolutely love this feature so much, and I love the automation and the ability to customize it and make it work for you ongoing. I also love credit score tracking because they actually recently added this feature, and it's where you can keep track of your credit score right in your dashboard, and it lives alongside all of your other financial information. It's just another important piece of information about your overall financial health that now lives right there where everything else does, and you can see it as you go. I feel like that was one of the downsides of Monarch for a long time, but they've recently added this, so it's very helpful, and you could also get trends on changes and things that you need to know. The flexibility at Monarch is another great feature, and that is because Monarch is so flexible. You can choose what to share as a household. You can choose which accounts you want your partner to see. You can keep some accounts private. You can keep some in the household view. And because you each have a login, you get to control what you share. You can also do this with a CPA or someone that's helping you with your budgeting. Monarch allows you to add a professional as well as a spouse or your kids. They really make it easy to actually collaborate on your budgeting and finances, which is wonderful. Monarch has so many great features, and if you're wondering what's the catch, here are the downsides I've encountered with Monarch. There are downsides to any app, even if I love it. The cost is the main one. It's not free. If you're used to free tools, it is going to seem expensive. The $99 might feel really steep, and for us, it's been well worth it, but that's something to think about. You might not have $99 to invest in a tool, and if you don't, you definitely should not use this. But if you are someone that has the money and you know that it will pay yourself back because you're going to be so much better about your spending, about how you're handling your money, it's well worth it. For us, it has been just to get on the same page, but it's definitely a downside that you have to pay for it. Another issue that has been common for me is account syncing hiccups, because sometimes certain accounts don't sync perfectly or they stop syncing and you'll need to refresh them or fix the transaction categories. The rules do make this easier, but it's not flawless. Obviously, there are issues, and personally, I've seen more issues with account syncing if you're using Plaid versus Finicity. We had a credit card that we use and it was connected via Plaid, and it just stopped updating for almost a month, and that is not going to work because then we have a whole month of transactions that we have to figure out. So I switched to Finicity and it's been great since then. So there are some weird little quirks and syncing issues, but overall it's not been too bad, but it is something to keep in mind that certain types of accounts can have more issues than others. Another downside is the investing dashboard. Monarch's investing dashboard is fine. Let me say that first. It has improved a lot since I have started using it, but I think other apps do this better. Just quite frankly, I think Copilot and Quicken are ahead of Monarch here, and it's one area where I would kind of like to see them improve what they offer to kind of match competitors. But if you're not super needing something really, really heavy on the investing side, it works fine. It shows what you kind of need to know, but I think other apps do it better. Those are a few downsides to keep in mind, but overall, I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons with this app. And after using Monarch for 2 full years, both personally and with Jason for our family finances, I'd honestly give this a 5 out of 5 stars, maybe even 10 out of 5 stars, because I'm just so grateful for something that has worked for both of us. Honestly, something that has gotten us onto the same page in this super hectic phase of our life where we have multiple businesses, jobs, multiple kids, Jason's in school. I'm always running around doing doctor's appointments for my mom and my kids and me. And it's just, there's so much going on that I'm so grateful to have something that's worked for us. It's the only app that's actually worked for us, for Jason and me together. And that's helped us reach really big milestones, honestly, with our finances. It's helped us buy our first house. It has helped us kind of decide what we want to focus on. The goals feature has been a game changer for us. The rules have improved so much and helped us automate things that I was doing manually before. So it saved me a ton of time. And for that, I love Monarch is always improving and adding new features and getting better for the people like us who use it. Is Monarch perfect? No, not at all. But for us, having everything in place and being on the same page financially has been worth every penny we've spent on it, and every penny we'll probably continue to spend. I love trying out different apps, and I've tried out so many. I'll have more reviews coming up, but Monarch is the one that we actually personally use ongoing, not just one that I've tried. It's one that as a family has fit for us, has worked for us, and we will continue to use it. So if you would like to try an ad-free, all-in-one financial tool to manage your family's money, build your net worth, and improve your overall finances, I recommend trying Monarch's free 7-day trial at penniesnotperfection.com/Monarch. I'll leave that down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you are a budgeting app person or if you're more of a spreadsheet or pen and paper person, and definitely check out this video on budgeting next.